Do you want to make $1 million in 1 year? Now, I know for a lot of people, having $1 million would solve a significant amount of financial problems for them. They would be able to fix up their debt, give them the lifestyle they've always wanted, and give them freedom as well. Just imagine having $1 million and being able to kind of buy a new supercar such as a Lambo, Ferrari, rent a nice apartment for yourself finally, where you can actually enjoy your space and enjoy spending time at home, or just traveling the world how and where and when you see fit, and not having to worry about budgeting or money coming in to cover costs and things like that, and not being restricted on what you can and can't do. But what if I told you there was a simple formula that you can actually apply to be able to make $1 million in a year, and that anybody can actually apply this formula for themselves to be able to do that? And it's actually super simple to do and not even requires basic math. So in this video, I'm actually going to go through and go over the math with you to actually how to achieve $1 million in a year. And then I'm going to go through and explain some areas or what you need to do to be able to make that $1 million for yourself. Now, I'm actually going to break up the math in two different scenarios because there are two different ways of actually looking at it. A bit more of a simplified, easy way, and a slightly more complex way, but at the end of the day, they do get you to the end of the result of making $1 million in a year. So the first way is basically looking at the numbers as multiplications of ones and zeros. So if you had a $1 million product or a product with a $1 million profit, you'll just need to sell 1 unit of that per year. And we can move down the list. So if you have a $100,000 product or $100,000 profit, you'd need to sell 10. $10,000, 100. 1,000, 1,000. $100, 10,000. So you see where I'm kind of going with that. So depending on what value the actual product has in profit, you just need to multiply by a certain number to get $2 million in that year. And that's how many units of that product you need to sell. Now, the second way we're actually going to look at this is how we can actually break it up per month and per day and what you need to hit as targets to be able to make that $1 million. So in a year, $1 million is broken down in 12 months, which is roughly $83,000 a month, which is broken down to just around $2,800 a day. So to be able to make $1 million in a year, you either need to sell a certain number of products at a certain price point, or you need to make $3,000 a day every day of the year to hit that $1 million. Now, there are actual products out there that you can actually do this and do this successfully with. You just need to find them and figure out which products you actually want to sell and work out what kind of profit margins there are. So then you got to ask yourself the question, which product could actually sell for the certain price point to be able to hit that target? Now, do you know of a $1 million profit product which you can actually sell to one person, or do you actually know a person who can actually buy that? If not, go to the next number. Do you know a $100,000 profit product which you can actually sell 10 of per year to get to that $1 million mark? If not, you come down to the $10,000 product. Now, you might know a few people who know that or can afford that product and be able to help you to achieve that $1 million, but you're more likely to be able to hit that $1,000 profit per product with 1,000 people, because you probably know a lot more people who have that kind of money to spend. There's a lot more people out there who are able to spend that. The only issue is, as you come down that price point, there tends to be a lot more competition in the market for those products. So if you have like a $1 product, there are a ton of products out there which you can actually sell for $1 or get $1 profit from. But it means you got to spend a lot of money and spend a lot of time and effort to be able to sell 1 million units of that product to be able to make that money. So the same amount of effort trying to sell that $1 product can be put into selling a $1,000 product, and you're more likely to hit that result, and a lot easier as well, with a lot less frustration. So with these examples above, let's just assume you have a $100 product. That means if you're trying to hit that $2,800 a day, or roughly $2,800 a day, you'd need to sell 28 units of that product every day of that year. Or you just need to sell a total of 10,000 units of that product in the entire year to be able to hit that $1 million mark. So with the businesses I'm going to bring up in a second, which will allow you to actually do this, you're going to have to understand that you're going to need a fair bit of web traffic to be able to hit your site, to be able to convert that into sales. So for 28 sales a day, at $100 per product, you would need roughly 1,400 web visits a day at a conversion of about 2%. Now, for a lot of people, having 1,400 people visit your website per day might seem like a lot, but it's definitely doable, and it can be built and scaled over time. You just need to kind of understand how to actually get that traffic to your website to be able to do that. And for this same example, if you were selling a $1,000 product, you would actually need to sell a factor of 10 less and have a factor of 10 less traffic to be able to achieve the same results. So instead of selling 28 per day, you'd need to sell only 3 per day of that product to be able to hit that $1 million mark. And same thing for the web traffic. Instead of having 1,400 people visit your website per day, you only need 140 people visit your website per day to be able to hit that target. So which businesses could you actually do to be able to make those kind of numbers per day to be able to hit that $1 million mark? Now, being web-based and building a business on the internet, you are open to an endless number of opportunities because you've got an endless supply of products or and approaches to be able to do that. So you can do e-commerce stores, drop shipping, or even affiliate marketing as probably the most well-known and most easily accessible opportunities for you to be able to do that. So which path you decide to take is completely up to you. You have to be comfortable in understanding the target demographics, the profit margins, and the margins of getting the traffic to your website, and the cost of ads and things like that, so that you can actually generate those kind of audiences and be able to make that money. And you're probably asking yourself, how would you get that traffic to your website at a cost-effective way? Now, there are actually 2 main methods of actually doing this. And one is the free method, by using social media, leveraging social media to be able to generate an audience or create an audience and traffic to be able to go to your website so they can actually potentially purchase that product. Or you can actually pay for ads through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whichever platform you decide to use. But if you actually are on a tight budget and just starting out, you probably don't actually have a lot of money for ad spend. Now, while ad spend is a great way of accelerating your growth and actually hitting your targets sooner, if you don't have that money for the ad spend, it might not be an approach that you can actually go for just in the beginning, which means you're probably going to go for the free traffic methods of using social media, such as Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, which are personally my favorite platforms to use for generating traffic. So when you're creating the content, I've actually explained this in other videos, but I'll quickly, briefly do it for you here now as well, is you want to create content which actually engages the audience and actually presents the product as a solution to some of their problems. So when you're actually creating content, you actually want to keep that in mind, that you want to present that product to your audience as a solution to areas they might be having problems with. And then you want to have clear calls to action within your content so they actually do take action to be able to either follow you, like the post, save the post, or even click over to your website to be able to view the product to actually purchase it. Now, it does take a bit of time warming up, and doing all this, you have to have an understanding of marketing and sales, which are 2 skills I highly recommend you develop so that you can actually make money online. So if you actually want to make money online, I definitely advise trying to develop those skills so you actually understand how to actually approach a market and an audience to be able to convert them, to be able to make money. So marketing is basically how you get your product in front of people's eyes so they can actually make a decision about the product. So you want to kind of present it to them, like I said, in an engaging way and gradually persuade them over time to be able to click that link and actually make that purchase. And then sales is basically where you get that person to actually make the commitment to actually purchasing your product. Now, these are kind of 2 different skills which you actually have to learn and master. And you can learn these online for free. There's books, but if you want to learn it faster, just do a course. I'll link one down below for you for the 15-day business builder challenge. It actually teaches you the skills of marketing and sales in the online space, so you can actually do this for yourself as well. And it's only $7, so it is actually really, really affordable and packed full of value. It actually teaches you also how to actually build a website, how to actually create an email campaign, which is actually a great way of converting your audience into sales over time, and a whole bunch of other areas such as creating content and actually how to actually identify and target your audience. Because even if you actually have the world's best product, which will solve everyone's solution in a certain area, if you can't get that product in front of people's eyes and get them or persuade them in a certain way to be able to click a link to be able to buy, you're not gonna make money from it. No matter how good the product is, you have to be able to market that product to your audience or to people to be able to get those sales and actually make that money. So like I said, developing those skills of sales and marketing are highly recommended to be able to make money in the online space. So as you can see by the numbers, it's not actually that difficult to actually make $1 million in a year. You just need to be able to find a product to actually sell to an audience and build them up over time and gradually get that to that $1 million mark. Now, you might not be able to make that $1 million in a year or make that $3,000 in a day initially, but as you gradually grow and scale, you will be able to hit those targets a bit more easily, and especially as you develop your skills. So self-education is one of the best things you can actually do, and I can't stress the importance of this enough. Go through, get the education, and level yourself up so that in 2023, you can actually be living a better life and even beyond, because there's no point stressing about money if you're not actually going to go and do anything to change your situation. So I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. Don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys again in the next video. Cheers.